Try to make it to where y'all can see me quite well, but the daggone computer screen just all up my face. Right. Yep. So I get better setup. This is what we working with. Still gotta get the information out there. How you doing? Welcome to my page. Black, White, and Gold 57. But this is coming to you, brought to you by DragonSightKnowledge.com. For those that don't know, that haven't seen my videos yet, that's the website that I have where I offer numerology and astrology insights. You can find out about your personal numerology chart, your personal astrology chart, 5-year plan, if you just got 3 questions, friends and relationships, and many more. I also offer an apparel section. In my last video, you seen one of my shirts. This one, I'm wearing my other Earth Dragon shirt because I am my Earth Dragon. As you can tell, established in 88. Let me bring up that's the symbol for that one. And this one is also a hoodie, which means it has long sleeves, which means I'm also added my life path of number 5 and all the traits going down the sleeve, and my day number of the 7 with all the traits going down the sleeve. And on the back, it says Earth Dragon and all the traits of the dragon. So I am literally wearing my own energy. You know, that's one of the hidden facts about life and one of the hidden facts about numerology and astrology. Wearing your own energy is a big benefit to you. So if you're interested in it, like I said, go to DragonSightKnowledge.com. I'll go ahead and throw that in the description. And without further ado, let's get into it. So today, or like I said in the last video, I was going to come to y'all and talk to y'all today about a famous person's numerology chart and astrology chart. Oh, that person is going to be Elon Musk. As you can tell in the news and everything that's been happening, I know it's been a couple months since he's been kicked out of the White House. Whether there was a friendly agreement, whether it was just like, hey, dude, you got to get out of here. You know, he was doing so good. He helped Trump get in. Everything was looking good. He started the one fund to try to like help America with the spending, but then all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, nah, dude, yeah, we don't want you around no more. And then all of a sudden now there's these Twitter wars back and forth that everybody's joking around. It sounds like, you know, Elon Musk is being the disgruntled ex-girlfriend, you know? But what if I was to tell you that numerology and astrology can actually tell us exactly what's going on? Thank you very much for sending those hearts. So, I'm going to do a brief overview. It's not going to feel brief, but it's going to be a brief overview. Oh, hi, Krista. Thank you very much for tuning in. But I will be doing a an actual long form video of this where I get a little bit more in detail. It probably won't be as long as what I'm doing here live, but it will be just on this. So Elon Musk, and I'm gonna be looking at my computer. Hey there, coolest kid. Elon Musk was born on June 28th, 1971. And he was also born in, got so many daggone tabs open. That's how you can tell I'm old. Where's he at? There we go. If I'm pronouncing this right, Pretoria, South Africa. Now, this is really important because not really too much on the numerology side, but when you start doing the astrology stuff, hey there, Noah. When you start doing the astrology stuff, you have to know the place of birth, and preferably the time is not as important, but it can affect a lot of things. So, just a couple of things in the background. Everybody knows that Elon Musk at one point was known as one of the richest people on the planet. You know, one thing that's kind of starting to get well known because of GG33, Gary Greenberg. Like, you hear me talk about him in my videos a lot. I give credit where credit is due when I learn things. The number 28 is a number of wealth. Most of the wealthiest people in this hey there, Alan. Most of the wealthiest people in this world have that number in them somewhere. Either you add their birthday together and it's 28, which is going to ultimately equal 1, or they're born on the 28th, just like how Elon Musk is, or they marry somebody that has that combo, or they had a kid that has that combo. And if you don't believe me, go look it up. Look up the 30 richest people in the world that they tell you about anyway, and look at their birthdays, look who they're married to, and I guarantee you will find that number very consistently. One thing that, excuse me, before I get too far ahead of myself. So his day that he was born on was a 28-1. His life path is a 7, which means that this is somebody that's going to be highly intelligent. You want to kind of look at the health issues. Like I say, with that 7, you want to pay attention to health issues. He's going to be a bit of a loner, which means that like he might have associates, but not too many people that he considers like actual true friends. And then also with that 1, he got that male energy behind him. So he's not going to be afraid of debates or arguments. He's going to be a go-getter. He's going to be really good at starting things. Ones do have trouble with finishing things, but it does depend on what's going on in the rest of your chart. So you have those 2 main factors right there. And as you can tell, he's a very intelligent person. I mean, he started Tesla, he started SpaceX, and no matter how he did it, you know, you can't deny his intelligence. I know one of the ways they did it. Well, hey, no, number 2. Got 2 of them on here. So I know he did it by talking to a lot of other individuals that were in the line of work he wanted to be in, and he gained the knowledge through that, and through that he learned how to network and get to the position he's in. You can't deny his genius, by no means. So you got life path, you got day number. Now, one thing that's going to come across, and this is just stuff you can find on the internet. If you want to learn things that are deeper than this, like I said, for those that are now here, go to my website, dragonsightknowledge.com. I'm telling you, all the readings I give you, they got 2 digits. Most people that give you those same type of readings, you're looking at 180, 200, 300, 400, 500, if not in the thousands. I don't do that. If you got a trait, you got a skill in this world, you should charge for it. So, do I play Call of Duty? Not too much no more. I'm definitely focusing on becoming an entrepreneur at this point. So video games are starting to go outside of this point. Oh, thank you very much, Sirenhead. Greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, you go to that website. If you want one, you order from me, and I'll give you one. Trust me, I've already changed people's lives. I changed my life. I would recommend getting it. But there's these other numbers. So you get your life path number, your day number. But there's also, thank you very much. Thank you very much for loving my vids. I'm going to try to keep them going. There's the soul urge number. There is the personality number and expression number. So your soul urge number, think of it this way. Your life path number is kind of like your destination, like where you want to go, your final destination, where you want to end up. Your soul urge number is your road that you take to get there, what you want to learn around in life. Oh, you have a wonderful day too there, Sirenhead. And then you have your personality number. Now, your personality number is kind of what you exude with people. See you later. With people, more or less feel from you when you're speaking to them. Your expression number, though, is kind of how you express through that. And these are your 5 core numbers that you're going to need to know. Now, the one thing I say be careful with all this knowledge, double check everything I'm telling you now. Definitely double check that information. Who knows? I could be wrong about something. If I am, let me know. Correct me. But there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I spent a good couple of years digging through, making sure that I can get, the most accurate information to y'all. So Elon Musk's soul urge number, which is very interesting, is a 11. So 11 is the number of the athlete. It's primarily known for the number of emotions. Most people that are born on the 11th, or their life path equals 11, or they have 11 somewhere in the chart, which I also do, their emotions hit them stronger than it does most people. This is where, like, you might meet a girl and something like that, and, she might seem a little batty, but she might have this number involved. Women already got a lot of things going on when it comes to hormones, when it comes to what their body goes through. You add that 11 on top, boy, you're in for a ride. But it doesn't necessarily mean that there's something going off in here. It just means their emotions are intense. And it's hard for them to control their emotions. You normally see them as kind of athletic. Elon Musk is really not all that athletic. But they are also some of the best, most well-spoken people. And they have the highest intuition. One thing, Barack Obama, he has that number in his chart. You can see how well-spoken he is. Both Kobe and Michael Jordan had their number in their chart. Look at the athleticism. So you got to see how it's going. And that's his soul urge. So by the way he's been responding to Trump and everybody kind of kicking him out the house, you can kind of see where this is coming from, right? But there's more to that. Then you have the personality of 3. You can see how kind of like, that one quote he said, "Suckle on these nuts," how he likes to do those little funny quips. That's his personality coming out. And then you got expression number 5. Now, see, that's really important. Because 5, right here, I got the same one. That's my life path number. 5 is a number of rebellion, or freedom, travel. Yeah, freedom, travel. Let me see if I can read them all off. It's kind of upside down. Entertainment, change, and rebel. It's also the most sexual number. And yeah, and it's a number of good looks. But since his is in his technically the good looks part really falls on people that are born on that day or their life path is that day. I know I got a little bit more weight on me, but trust me, I was Mr. GQ back in my 20s. You know, got a little bit of age, but some people still say I kind of look kind of good. But I'm not gonna. I'm not really about that life. Well, I'm married, so I'm not about the life no more. I got the one that I need. And that's it. But fives do gotta watch out for infidelity problems. I'm lucky, and I'm going to tell you how I'm lucky later on that I don't really have that issue. So, like I said, you got life path number 7, day number 1, soul urge 11, personality 3, and then expression 5. That's what makes up Elon Musk at his core as far as the numerology chart. And somebody with those numbers would end up in a very similar position that Elon Musk is in. He is the leader of his company. He like there's nobody really stopping him doing what he needs to do with his company. He's very highly intelligent. He knows how to play the system. He can be a very joking person. He has literally video game accounts, so he's very kid-like, not a child, but kid-like and very youthful. And he's always traveling. But as you know, when it comes to his marriage and his kids, it's kind of rocky. Let's dive a little bit deeper in that part real quick. Like I said, he has that 5 sitting there as expression. If you go over to his astrology, he's a Cancer. And this is Western astrology. So he's born as a Cancer. Cancer people often get confused also with emotions for being kind of crazy type people. And it's not that. They are passionate. And they're the type that will expect a lot out of you. And if they see that you're not living up to your potential, they call you out on it. And they want the same in return. But see, a lot of people are losing touch nowadays being able to do that. So that's why Cancer type people will seem kind of crazy. But they tend to be loyal. Just not in his case. And there's a reason why. His moon, which is pretty much like your inner self. There's your sun is your outer self, what everybody sees, just like your personality number. But the moon is your inner self. His moon is a Virgo, which makes him extra analytical. You know, makes it to where things need to be in their spot. You know, structure. That's where it needs to be. That's what Virgo is, and you can see that within him too. But one very important factor, and I'm gonna put this one out there. I learned this one also from Gary Greenberg, is the fact you need to know where your Venus is. The Venus controls how you interact with any type of ship, your relationship, partnership, friendship, how you treat your family, how you treat anything that you need to care for. When people normally have their Venus in Cancer, they're pretty loyal individuals. So like I said, with me being life path 5, and 5s normally have a problem with infidelity, my Venus is in Cancer, which is one of the most loyal signs. I don't have that issue. It stops there. Now, granted, with the libido and stuff, I'm not going to get into that because it's a little bit too personal. I just say that, hey, that is a thing. But I'm not the type of person to go solve that issue with somebody that I'm not married to. I'm going to figure that out with the one I'm married to. But people with their Venus in Gemini, like Elon Musk has, they're known for going through marriage after marriage after marriage after marriage. Do you know who else has their Venus in Gemini? Donald Trump. What happened with him? Shoot, his business is telling stuff he cared about. How many bankruptcies he had? I mean, I know he's playing the system, but most of us that care about something that we're building, we don't want to part from it. Donald Trump was just like, nope, going. And Elon Musk had the same thing. And you can see what's going on with him. Right? There's so many. I'm thinking about more famous people I want to go over. This is actually kind of fun. So now you get more and more into that. So that's just him at his core. Now, if you actually look at what's going on with him this year, with him getting kicked out of the White House after he was doing so good, and not just that, by him helping out Trump, he started to lose Tesla. Tesla stocks dropped tremendously. Why is that? Chinese astrology, we are in the year of the snake. He isn't born in the year of the pig. The snake and the pig are enemy signs, which means from, if I'm not mistaken, the year of the snake started on January 19th of this year, of 2025. And it ends sometime around February, late February. Probably, I gotta see it. I forgot to type that in. But it ends around January to February is normally when the Chinese New Year starts. Late January, early February. So up until that point, he's going through his enemy year, which means that This is the time when if things going to go south, they more than likely will if he does not pay attention to what's going on around it. I do videos. You're gonna see them where I start doing daily numerology reports where I give you like the numbers of the day and I'll tell you like the energy to look out for. One thing I definitely want to highlight is the fact that it does not guarantee that anything's going to happen to you, that all these things are going to happen, but to look out for those type of energies. You know, if you happen to be going through a tough time in your life and it's your enemy year, I wonder why. You know, if you happen to ride on the road and you see a bunch of law enforcement people out there, I wonder why. So these are kind of give you like a glimpse. You know, it's not going to directly tell you exactly what's going to happen in your day, but it's what to watch out for. And if Elon Musk had a numerologist, he would have told him not to make certain moves. Like one thing that's really important, we're in a universal 9 year. This is not a time to start a new business. This is not a time to start a new YouTube channel. This is not a time to start most things. Most things started in universal 9 years, universal 9 months, personal 9 years. They don't last long. It's been proven that they don't last long. I literally started a completely separate YouTube channel that this was supposed to be on, and I can't get it going at all. But this channel I started last year, and last year was a dragon year. And I started it right after the dragon year started. It's been good. I mean, like, I'm not saying that it's like booming. I mean, I got to put more effort into it, but it's steady. And I'm literally right back on this channel. So you can see where the energy just pulled me. I tried to move out of it. It's like, no, don't go over there. Come back over here. So with him being a year of pig, that's why he got kicked. He was doing good. January came around. February came around. And literally right after we got into the year of snake, he's out the office. He ain't doing that no more. And then now he's battling back and forth with Trump. Constantly saying stuff. Now he knows some stuff, and he's a very smart individual. And if he ends up picking up on numerology and astrology and using it to his advantage, the best thing for him to do is lay low. Lay low. Sit there, go back, mess with his business, tweak him a little bit, maybe let a couple other people take the wheel, but lay low. Because there's certain stuff that, if I go further into his chart, he's at a time right now, which actually, let me pause for a second. So when you start learning numerology, you start getting really deep, like a little bit further beyond what makes somebody who they are, you can actually see the flow of somebody's life. Now, granted, it does not mean that this is what happened. So there's certain things that will tell you, hey, you're going through kind of this kind of like phase in your life, but you're going to be challenged by this kind of phase in your life. And most people don't know that, right? So a lot of people won't meet their challenge. They won't be able to surpass it. And by not doing that, if you don't pass the challenges that you have in your life, they will stick. And they will last way longer than they're supposed to. It's literally supposed to be a set time. And you're supposed to move on to the next one, to the next one. Unless you're like me, and I literally have the same challenge my whole entire daggone life. And if you, like I said, you want to know more about that, I didn't drop my website probably 200 times in this video. DragonsideKnowledge.com. Get a reading from me, and I'll definitely let you know. I'll let you know what energies you're supposed to be growing into. I'll let you know what energies are going to be challenging you. And I will definitely give you a plan on how to navigate through it. And like I said, the highest price I have on there is $88. And this is information that people are charging hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for. And if I could, I would make the information free. But I got to support my family. You know, the Marine, I got a Marine body, stroke at 34. I can barely work. So I got to find some way to provide income. And I got this knowledge. Why not get it out there and try to get this done, you know? But early in his life, very intelligent, very early, first quarter. The second quarter, you know, he gained a lot of confidence, put it to the test. That was around the time he was going to those people, asking for that knowledge on how to get better. The third quarter of his life, boom, Tesla, SpaceX, all that. It's literally saying right here, and it literally follows the path that he went. And you can almost, by verbatim, if you was to line up when he started SpaceX, when he started Tesla, when he started getting his knowledge and everything, you can line it up with the numerology chart once you start to learn it. But what he's moving into now is a different phase, and that's going to be a challenge for him, because when you're a 7, and when you're a Cancer, and when you have that Virgo inside that moon, and you're a pig, and all these different combinations, all those combinations plus more, have it to where he's going to be really reluctant to move away from the position that he's in, which he has to. There's a very high possibility that he needs to be able to give away his position to somebody else and let them run it. And he needs to focus on a different aspect of his life, which I'm not going to really go into detail, just out of respect for him. You know, there's a certain aspect he needs to focus on now. And right now, his businesses and what he's trying to do is not going to be it. It's not on the path for him. It doesn't mean that he can't still kind of influence it and make sure it still goes in a certain direction. But there's a certain aspect he's been neglecting that he needs to transfer over to. And that is mainly because when it comes to his challenges, you know, I would definitely say that like they've been pretty solid his whole life, but coming to this next part, it gotta change. It gotta change. He gotta dive into something different. So I'm hoping that he takes this whole next year that he's having and reflects on that and moves something different. You know, the one thing that kind of really sucks about people that have really high IQs or really that are intelligent, and I'm not saying that, and it's mainly with like, and this is gonna sound bad, but book smart versus street smart people. Book smart people learning things from books and verbatim. You know, you're not as come from school, you're not as come from studying online. Nothing bad, nothing wrong against those people. But when it comes to being open-minded and changing what you need to do and adjusting to life, they have trouble, really bad trouble, because they have to step into a part of life that's completely unknown to them. But people that are streetwise, they have no issue with that. They roll with it. They're good. It doesn't matter because they exist in there. Now, if you put them on a path to where they got to sit and study on a very consistent basis, and they don't got the flexibility to move around and do what they do, now they struggle. But Elon Musk is on the former. So that's another reason why he's getting hit with all these different things. Now, let's take all of his information and go over this year, where I said we're in a universal 9 year. We're also in the year of the snake, which means wisdom. And then the 9, adaptability, conclusion, completion, ego. So Elon Musk, it is a must. I doubt he's ever going to see this video, but it is a must for him. It is a must, but it is a must for him to not use his learned knowledge, but use his found knowledge to his advantage. Calm his ego down. He can be proud about what he's accomplished. He can be proud about where he's going in life. Calm the ego down. Be humble. You just had a conclusion happen. Your path with Trump is not going to happen anymore. Oh, well, move on. That is conclusion. That just completed something. And adapt to your situation. But you're going to have to be something different. Even if you was to come out, next year is a horse year for hard work. If Elon Musk comes out this year, the same person that he is right now, he won't be successful. Not nowhere close to where he could be. Because one thing that also is there, and let me do some math real quick because there was something I forgot to put up there. Let me see here. Actually, I can just figure it out. Oh, he just on June 28th, because you have your personal year cycles. Here's some information for you. If you want to figure out what your personal year cycle is, they go in 9-year cycles. You take your birth month, you add your birthday to it. So you can do it one of two ways. So let's say somebody's born, let's say Elon Musk. He's born on June 28th. 6 plus 2 plus 8. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. You can do it that way, or you can combine the 28 and 6 and 28 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 6 plus 1 equals 7. It's about the same thing. But remember, master numbers don't get broken down. So if there's an 11 there, it'll be 6 plus 11. If there's a 22 there, it's 6 plus 22. Those master numbers don't get broken down. And then after that, then you would break it down. Unless you ended up with a master number at the end. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother segment that I will be making. So he has a 7. Well, 7 plus 9 equals 16, back to a 7, which means he is just now entering a personal year 7, which is very, very important because now Elon Musk is in a universal 9 year. He just went into a personal 7 year. He's a pig in his enemy year. And he needs to really pay attention to his health. Really needs to pay attention to his health, because if he was to go back and look what happened in 2023, that universal 7 year, how many accidents happened, how many like on injuries happened, how much like health wise stuff happened. Like everybody was wondering why are so many people getting sick, why are so many people getting hurt. Nobody knew it was a universal 7 year because this stuff isn't talked about. You know, even the guy Gary Greenberg, he has a video where he was in a personal 7 year and he got injured real bad. You know, I got one coming in 2 years and I'm definitely paying attention to that. But with that combo coming up, the universal 9 year, the personal year 7, and being in the enemy year, not only does he got to worry about his businesses and try to forge a new path for himself, he has to worry about his health, because this is a time where something detrimental could happen. It really could. And then there's personal months and things like that that he can track. Like if I was to go with his personal month, you know, personal 7 year, you take that and you add it to the month, and that's how you find out what your personal month is. We're in July. July is the seventh month. 7 plus 7 is 14, which equals 5, which 14 is a karmic debt number. That's a whole video for later on. So I would tell him, as far as this month, work on yourself, your inner self, and find a new path. One that can benefit what you've been doing, but can benefit your future self. Take your time. You got enough money, get yourself a nutritionist. Eat well. He's pretty patient, so put on some daggone sunscreen. You know, when you're going out there to the sun, be careful with your health. Take care of that mental health too. So, I mean, like, and that's just for this month, you know? That's not saying everything else coming through, because you can track all this stuff. You can definitely track all this stuff. I'm trying to think. But yeah, that's just, and this is just a little bit. Like, when I make that long form video, I'm going to go back to his childhood, his teen years, adult years. That's what it's going to be about. This is just kind of a brief overview and kind of give you a snapshot that numerology and astrology is literally telling you, hey, like if he would have known that, if he would have known this maybe a year or two beforehand, then he would not be going through this. You know, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. Let me verify before I try to tell y'all some wrong information. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, see, I was about to. So, if y'all really want to see, I'm going to give y'all an example real quick about how numerology and astrology will show up and still have presence, even on, not just on people, on anything. Anything. Everybody knows what Chat GPT is, right? So I have it on my phone, and I was just messing around. I was like, hey, Chat GPT, you got a birthday? It told me, well, no, I don't have a birthday in traditional sense, but I came out in 2023. And I go, okay, my brain immediately locks on 2023, universal 7 year, number of genius, right? There's one. And I was like, okay, well, do you have, like, was there a day you was released on, or were you like rolled out? And Chat GPT said, well, no, I was like rolled out. It would have been in March. So we got somewhat of a birthday. March 2023. Now, this is very significant. Not only was 2023 a universal 7 year, it was the year of the cat. Using Vietnamese Chinese astrology. Cats are really good with mind games, the knowledge of the mind, and they're picky and choosy when they use it. Universal 7 year, number of the genius. There's two things. Also, half of March is Pisces, followed by Aries. It was released early March. Pisces people are known for being what they say, pick up stray dogs. And it's not picking up stray dogs. It's more or less they like to find people that are broken or they're down on life or... Yeah, I know. I don't got my green screen right now, but it's coming soon. Thank you for coming in, though. But, hey, but it's, what you call it? Pisces people are known for wanting to help fix people, for wanting them to make them better, right? Side note, for those y'all Pisces out there, I know y'all feel that way, especially women. If they don't fix themselves in the way that you want them to be fixed, it is okay. For the love, it is okay. And I'm only saying this because I've been on the receiving end of this. And when Pisces people don't like the way that you walk, and if you're not going by their the way that they want, they tend to get really mad at you. Now, mind you, I say this as in, like, it's not every person that's born and has Pisces attached to them will be that way. There's many other factors, but that factor can be there. So if you feel yourself feeling that way, if you're like, oh man, I didn't tell this person this, I didn't give him this much advice and they just don't listen to me, just let the person be and let them up and let them grow in their own way. You can only but do so much for somebody. If they don't want to listen to you, then they don't. Protect your peace. That's what matters the most. And it's good that you want to help people, but protect your peace. So now we have the traits of a genius. We have the traits of the mind games and the traits to help out people. That is ChatGPT in a nutshell. It is quite literally there for you to ask it questions to help you out, to figure out any information that you are lacking. So out of all the times they could have released ChatGPT, it ended up in March 2023. And I know that thing was being worked on for years. Oh, yep. Okay, got it. Okay, that's something else. It could have been released probably before then, after then, but it was that date. So there's a multitude of things, So that's why I really do like paying attention to this stuff. I really do like, seeing numerology and astrology and seeing where it crops up. But the one thing I could definitely tell you is it is really hard to not live your life by this. And what I mean by don't live your life by this, don't put people in categories. Oh, that's a 7. Oh, that's a 5. Oh, that's a Cancer. No. People are way more complex than what numerology and astrology can even figure out about you. And then that within itself is way more daggone complex. All this does is give you kind of a roadmap to kind of help work with people, kind of help get to know people, and it can make a stronger bond. At the same time, it can make you more aware of what's going on with your surroundings. I'm telling you right now, people up there, ChatGPT, if they're rich, they know it. There's a famous saying, I can't remember. I'm going to mess this one up. What they say is, poor people don't believe in numerology and astrology. Well-off people know about numerology and astrology. Rich people study numerology and astrology, and the wealthy, the ones truly empowered, use numerology and astrology. And that's just 2 things. There's so many more other stuff. So, and like I said in my last video, I did America's birthday. So, what's it called? I gotta get America. I did America's birthday. So, and that proves to be right. But yeah, other than that, like I said, that's a little thing of Elon Musk. The reason why that he got kicked out of the White House and going through such a hard time, he's in his enemy year. And if there's a health event that happens to him and ends up in the news, you heard it here first because he's going through a personal year 7. If he takes advantage and use that brain, he'll be fine. But if he doesn't, and he keeps going down the path he's going now, something's going to happen. I'm not wishing ill on him, nor am I promising anything, nor am I saying this. This is just, when these numbers pop up, these things tend to happen. So yeah. And I think right outside of that, I just want to say, again, if you're really interested in this and you want to know more about your numbers, because I'm telling you, it gets deep. Because there's a small example that I would give you. 7s, right? You hear me talk about 7s a lot because I'm born on that day. I got a 7. A 7, a 16, a 25, a 40, 43, 52. And then all those in reverse back down to 7. They are all different. They all have the same base, the number of the genius. They all have the same base number of the loner. And the health issues. But how it comes out is different. In a small example, a 7 is what you would think as your normal geek or nerd, in a sense. They're going to be a lot literal with their statements. As far as picking up on the emotional spectrum, they have a hard time doing it. They're going to be more direct. They're going to be blunt. It's going to seem like they're heartless at times, but they're really not. Their brain is just information. That's where it's at. And it takes them a little bit to catch on to that. At the same time, throwing in a bunch of other numbers and things around it can change that a little bit, but you will feel that. Somebody's born on the 16th, more than likely is going to be a little bit more family oriented. So like when it comes to their family, that's when their intelligence really shines, when they're helping people. So you might see them more as a handyman, but like an advanced handyman. They might be a little bit more helping people solve their own issues through logic, and they'll be really loyal to a family because they got 1 and 6. Male energy, number of home and family. And that's just the tip of the iceberg what that number has. And then you got me, 25th, you got 2, and you got 5. People normally born on the 25th, they're the type of people that where their genius, in a sense, comes from is their imagination. How far can they be in their head? They can travel in their head. And they're the most free when they can share information, when they can be with people, when they can, express themselves. It's like an aphrodisiac to them. So you won't see them more than likely in lab, or no, correction. It depends on where their passion is at. If they can experience their passion enough, it's really good for them. And they're also not as aggressive as the 7 or the 6 is with their intelligence. 7 or the 6 will definitely tell you, like, look, I know what I'm talking about. Shut up. A 25 will be like, okay, I like that, but okay, what's your perspective? Cool. Let's discuss this. Let's debate this. Let's figure out what's going on. So, sorry, my wife just sent me a funny message. But yeah, no, this is the Numerology starter chart about Elon Musk. If you get a chance, go to my website at dragonsightknowledge.com. Next video, I will definitely pick up something. Actually, I just did somebody famous this time. What I want to do, I want to do a founding. I want to do a country or a state, and take that day they was made and go through its numerology chart, and let's find out if it works that way. I'll tell you one thing: California is a dog state. It was founded year of the dog. I'm a dragon. I lived there for 5 years, and you talking about some of the most miserable years of my daggone life. I met some amazing people, but man, yeah, don't live in your enemy state. So, other than that, thank y'all very much for tuning in. Thank y'all very much for the likes. I'm going to keep doing this again. I got to find my green screen and hopefully get y'all a better background because, pretty old house. But, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? Other than that, peace, love, hair grease. As you know, peanut butter jelly time.